Yes, the next stop on our calendar is another famous track with plenty of history. Join us at Barbagallo, Wanneroo Park for all the old school fans, and enjoy the next round of the Virgin Australia Supercars Championship just 2 weeks away. Chad Naylon and Cam McConville on board for the last race of the Utes, and this is going to be a good one. It's Roll Harris on pole position, Cam.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's where he's familiar, isn't he? It's not, I was just going to say, Chad, it's non-championship, but it doesn't matter. Roll Harris and Kim Jane will go at it as they have all weekend. Mason Barbera will start out of row 2, grid 3. So this is actually, or this grid is determined by points for the weekend so far. So Roll Harris heads it on 108. So we're still going off points because you still get to stand on the podium and take a trophy for the weekend. Good effort by Tony Ordino to be in 4th at the moment. Peter Ward down in 6th. Kevin Stoopman, Nandy Kiss, and poor old Marcus Zakanovic, who got up into the top 3 off the back, is 10th in the point, so he's second last for this one. So we'll watch him again come through the field.
Alrighty, here we go. Onto the grid. Roll Harris has the chance to do something that not many drivers do here in this race, which is get a clean sweep. Got a little bit of a stat lined up under my sleeve. I'm gonna drag this one on until the end. We'll see if Roll gets there first, because I don't want to curse him. He's got that front row.
Forward to that one.
Yep. Keep you waiting with bated breath, Cameron, on the front row. It's a stat that could concern you, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a little teaser.
I'm very intrigued.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope Kim Jane can make it interesting then. He's pretty good off the starts, Kim. We've seen that in the last 2 races. It's a good way for a commentator's curse to put the mockers on him, but
hopefully Mason Barbera can get in this one as well, and hopefully Marcus Zakanovic's got the little audio glitch worked out in his Ute, because he's got some pretty good car speed as well. Utes are ready to go, non-championship racing. Very quiet revs out there on the start line.
You know what? Roll Harris was moving slightly then.
Ooh.
Slightly, but I think he'd get the benefit of the doubt. But he was moving before the lights went out anyway. He may have come to a stop, but he's going to get through. Oh. Kim's hanging on, though.
Here we go. Kim Jane, no chance of getting that thing turned in at turn 1. Now he's got some work to do. It's advantage Roll Harris. And this puts Mason Barbera up to 2nd.
He was probably a little bit courteous, actually, because the only way you can get through there side by side is to be wedged door to door, and he gave him plenty of room, but just got out on the dirty outside edge of the track. And a little bit of work to do now for Kim.
Here comes Zakanovic around the outside of Richard Mork. Oh, Jane down the inside at turn 4. Let's see if he can pick off 1 or 2 down here. He's got Peter Ward on the outside. McCedar's dead ahead at the moment as well. And Tony Ordino in this mix. It's tight.
The outside of Siberia, it's pretty ambitious to be able to get past there. You need to be a little bit further forward or you get squeezed out. He's still hanging in there.
Here we go, side by side through the hayshed. This is only for the brave.
Stootman's in behind as well.
Oh.
Ward's now out on the grass. Let's hope he can hang on to that one and not come right across the road. Oh,
good catch.
He hangs onto it. Cedars, I think, aborted the mission behind him. Wasn't sure where he was going to end up.
That was a wild moment. That's nearly 200 clicks through there to go sliding off into the grass and save it. Takes a fair amount of skill. So Peter Ward showing his experience there in this category. Races in both the New Zealand and Australian series. That experience paying off. So it's Roll Harris who will lead the first of 10 laps. Kim Jane with busy hands trying to get his way back up towards the front of this pack.
Kim's been quite aggressive, hasn't he? Probably thought, I've got absolutely nothing to lose here. I've just got to get through and get up onto the back of Barbera as quick as I can. Stoopman quite quick too, in behind Kim Jane, so getting the tow along.
Barbera right there with our leader as well, Roll Harris. These guys, Stoopman and Ordino, have been improving steadily across the day. Sorry, across the weekend, I should say, given it's their first time really out there in this category. What's right? That Mason Barbera just adjusting the mirror then? Was he trying to signal something to Roll Harris? I saw his left hand quickly raise up inside the cabin. Jane again uses that high line at Stoner Corner to open up the inside at turn 4 and moves on through. That's nice. Oh, here we go. Stoopman's going to try and follow him through. That was opportunistic.
Yeah, pulled it off quite nicely, actually. So Ward gets shuffled back to 7th. Here's a replay of the start. It's fairly clean.
It's almost downhill in reverse here. Let's just watch the Bushranger Ute. Far side. Here we go. Lights are on there. Oh, that should be fine.
Yeah, yep. So it was a very, very minor one. This wasn't so minor for Kim Jane, just running right off. Fortunate there's that bitumen there. So he didn't actually lose that much ground. So they came all the way. It was a drag run between the Ford and the Holden into turn 1.
Remember last year, Whincup and McLaughlin trying this in the Sunday race in the supercars. That was pretty brave. So was this from Kim Jane. Too wide through there on the opening lap. Difficult.
I think Ryle certainly didn't make it easy. Was a little bit, if you have a look there, there was a fair bit of road still left on the right.
Here we go.
Mason's been pretty aggressive and spectacular there all weekend, to be honest, coming onto the front straight. But that time probably hurt him a little bit of speed.
He's very aggressive, is the young Queenslander. And if he gets half a sniff at this win, he'll definitely launch an attack at Royal Harris. Harris covers off the inside line. So it's good battle. This is what we wanted to see. We wanted to see a fight for the win here, particularly between the two teammates. They had a discussion after qualifying after they nearly sent each other off into the fences.
And Rod Wilson, the race director and IPO, actually called Mason in and had a bit of a chat and said, you actually did that on your own. So I think it was a bit more colourful than he let on, to be honest, from what I'm hearing. So we had a bit of a discussion, these two, and Rod called him in and said, no, you that was your doing there. So I'm sure Mason would like to get a win, absolutely. Running in the Dunlop Super 2 next race, actually. So jump out of the Ute into the Commodore for GRM.
Tony Ordino there fighting with Peter Ward. That is for 6th position. Royal Harris is really good through the back part of the track. Actually gives himself about a car length or two's advantage over the IOR Petroleum entry. That's a long plunge down towards turn 10, commonly known as MG. Cam's chopper parked over in the background there. You do travel in style.
Yeah, well, you know, have done it once before, actually. That's another story. Only once.
There
only
it is.
Once.
Can I get on this time?
Trying to get to a commentary session for Formula 1 after a V8 race.
Oh,
actually.
well, la-di-da.
Yeah, but
as you do.
They were the olden days. Cameron who?
Check this out.
Yeah,
Kim Jane.
Kim's right in the toe here. So will he be able to get down the inside? He pulls out, and he should be far enough down the inside. Yeah, pulls that one off. So up into 3rd now, but he's a fair way behind. He's got 3 seconds to make up on the 2 out in front.
Yeah. He'd probably need the help of the Vodafone safety car to help bridge that gap, or maybe a good Harris v Barbera battle could bring him on. But it's been a big comeback, this one. Kim Jane after sliding off on that first corner. Trying to wheel his way back up there.
And importantly, that extra spot now puts him in 2nd overall for the weekend, so 3 points ahead of Mason Barbera. Royal Harris, of course, on 178.
So if Barbera was able to get around the Bushranger Ute, it would probably put him back to 2nd for the round.
Absolutely.
Harris doesn't need to win this race to win the round. Once again, not playing for points, but we will see the Utes again at Winton. The nation's action track, as they call it, out there. About 3 hours north of Melbourne. Cool place to watch racing. Come and check that one out in May.
And of course, the Super Utes are slated for a debut at Townsville. Now, there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes. Cedars Racing building a couple, so there's talk of Mazda BT50, Ford Ranger, potentially even the Volkswagen. So designed to obviously replicate what's happening out in the marketplace with a lot of these Utes now being, well, Toyota Hilux, the #1 selling car, a lot of month-on-month in Australia. So that's going to take some time. We won't see a lot of them launch initially, but hopefully as the year goes on.
Oof. Here we go. Harris is going defensive here. And just covers off that spot. Yeah, it'll build in momentum. Absolutely. Oh, Harris is sideways through turn 1. And a change for the lead. That was strange. The car just broke sideways mid-corner. A rare error from Royal Harris. And this is
a big
very
slide, wasn't it?
Yeah, very impressive from Mason Barbera, who's down a tyre as well after that big puncture. So he's come firing back this weekend.
And you're right too, Chad, because that's now put Mason 1 point ahead of Kim Chain for runner-up for the weekend. So Kim needs to hope that Ryle will let him through. Being teammates, this is a 1-2 now.
So was it the fact that he had driven off the racing line on the entrance there? It's a really strange one to pick.
Yeah.
What do you make of this,
might
Cam?
have just got on the throttle a little early. There, he's lost the rear. Look, once you're half a car out there, there's not a lot of grip at all, and it just maybe just punched the throttle a little bit early. It's like it understeered initially and then snapped into a fairly wild oversteer. Pretty good car control by Ryle Harris. Catch that one.
Well, Mason Barbera has worked for the lead of this race. Now he's up there, halfway home in the final race. Have they gone for big tyre pressures earlier, I wonder, to try and get that lead?
Fastest lap of the race too for Barbera, 50.4.
Okay, so we're about a second off the pace from this morning, where Ryle Harris broke the lap record. We've had 4 sessions on track today. 3 of them have had a lap record set. So the island is fast today. Yeah,
it's perfect conditions for it, Chad. Just overcast, about 16, 17 degrees ambient. So, and I think that'd be nice for the V8s this afternoon. Hopefully a little bit cooler than yesterday.
Not that much wind either, which is definitely a big factor in corners like this one at turn 1. Saw that on Friday. It was howling wind and quite a bit of rain around as well. But this is a really nice day to be racing here at Phillip Island.
So Kim Chain, a 50.9 last time round, so half a second faster than Ryle Harris, 50.6 for Mason. So he's just chipping away at that gap. Now Ryle just starting to close in again. As you said, doesn't really need to pass him, but a racer's a racer, trying to win all of the races this weekend.
He'll want the clean sweep.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Good battle going on in the background as well. Here's Blake Skibberus, who got a drive-through penalty earlier in the day. He's fighting away here with Kevin Stoopman. Pretty impressive on debut here. Talking about him rocking up in style with his Jayco motorhome set up in the pits. That's how you do it.
On debut, Trick Trailers entry, nice looking car. So Ryle just starting to look a little more aggressive in that car language, just starting to push again.
Certainly not letting Barbera get away from him just yet. It's a famous track to see the Barbera name. Hector Barbera's done plenty of laps around here in MotoGP. Mason swears he's related.
Does he?
Apparently a long second cousin once removed. I don't know, one of those ones, he tells me.
He'll take it.
Yep. Let's see if he can channel the Barbera name again here. Did get a win here last year. I think it might have even been his first ever race win, actually, in the reversed grid race. It was one of those ones where you had to build a 5-second lead because he had a penalty hanging over his head. Managed to actually build that just on the last lap to get the win over Cedars, so it was a pretty good way to do it. Last year's reverse grid race. Made famous for the jump start to end all jump starts from Richard Moore. There's a change for position with Sukanovic going on through.
Yeah, he's only made up 1 spot from his starting position, so still really battling, or 2 spots I should say now, up to P8, so really battling 51.8, so 1.4 seconds off. Now we know that Marcus is a lot closer to the hot Ute pace. He should be right in amongst it, so let's hope that they can iron out any little gremlins they've had with that throttle sensor, or the throttle pedal this weekend.
Oh, it's on here. Ward up the inside of Stoopman. They're all pouring the pressure on Blake Skibberus. Stoopman lighting up the rears. Oh, and that's Cedars running off in the background, I think that is. Just getting that thing pulled back on to the racetrack. Cousin of the rating champ, David Cedars. That team will also be on track soon with the Toyota 86s. Their racing's been exciting this weekend. First round of that championship. Ooh, it's close at the front again. Harris looks pretty good, doesn't he, on the back part of the circuit. Barbera, though, is really quick through here, getting around 11, 12, and onto the front straight.
Yeah, he's just tidied it up a little bit. He's just a little bit nicer through the mid-corner. Gets a slightly better exit than the first couple of laps. Not as loose, not even using as much of the road. You can see he really got off the corner well there. So there was only 6 100ths of a second between them last time around. 51.1, 50.9. So 0.1. Roll Harris faster this lap. 3 to go. Don't know if he'll be doing anything silly, because there's obviously no point. He's won the round.
Oh, he's good through the southern loop, Roll Harris. Gets nice and close. He might be close enough to have a crack here. Turn 4 is looming, and that's the usual spot to make a move stick. And this is as close as he's been since the move for the lead happened. So let's see if Barbera goes defensive.
He's sort of mid-track, isn't he? If anything, Roll starts to have a bit of a look, and he's actually given him plenty of room and lets him through. That was a strange run. He was certainly entitled to be a bit more defensive with only a few laps to go, but didn't make it difficult. And
oh, here we go. Now gloves are off.
Bit of a misjudgment there, I think, on that one. Roll just came across a little bit.
He's one back at the exit.
I think he's slowed up.
Oh, here we go.
What's going on here?
Careful, boys. We're going through the hay shed. It's a fast part of the track. This race just suddenly came to life, didn't it?
It was nearly like Roll just used a little bit more road on turn-in, and I think Barbera expected him to turn in. It just looked like a misjudgment by both of them. But then I think Roll slowed on purpose on the exit, as if to say, hey. And, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on between these two.
Now Harris makes an error. Opens up the door slightly for Barbera. Couldn't quite get the job done. This is the part of the track where he's quick. Team watching on.
He might get him here. He's got a bit of overlap. If he's entitled to go in under.
Oh, no!
Touched him.
Gives him a tap.
Without hitting him, though.
They're not going to go side by side through there. He gets back to the lead. Hey, you only need 2 cars to put on a race. This is cracking stuff. It's been one of the best battles for the lead all weekend in any category. These guys are teammates. You wouldn't believe it.
I'm sure that's Brett Peters on the radio there, who had a long history in Formula Ford and racing himself from Queensland.
2 to go in this one. It has.
So what were we saying about nothing to really play out between they share a garage back in the pit, so
sharing some paint in this one. Now, has Barbera done enough to actually hold on here? Not many people get Harris back late in race 3. He's so good when the tyres get old.
He's strong down here too, really strong under brakes. So let's see. So there's the pass down at Honda or turn 4. Then just as they come out here, look, he just moves over a little bit just before they turn in. And then watch, he just seems to slow here. Look, right about here. Like, so I think what he's trying to do is really slow the exit, to slow the mid-corner to get that drive off the turn. Mason was committed to the throttle and just tapped. There's a bit of tail light, right rear tail light.
That was a good exchange indeed. It went on for half a lap after that. Barbera still in the lead. Harris still right with him. Jane hasn't been able to close up too much despite this awesome battle.
Wonder what he's going to get here, Chad. Is he going to get a little bit of top and right in that game? It's not a good spot to unload someone. 4th gear corner onto the front straight.
They're probably the 2 most aggressive drivers out there, which is what makes this so good. Oh, right through the last quarter. Bumper to tailgate. The Utes proving that they could still put on a show here. Start of the last lap. Teammate versus teammate. Barbera's tyre's gone. He's got a puncture.
And I don't know if he's aware of it. It's like he's going to try and hang on to it, but he's going to spear off here, which he does.
Oh, what a shame. The right front lets go. On the beginning of the last lap, you could hear it flapping around. And he's off at the southern loop. So I'd say
they're running that car really low in the front right height, and a couple of little touches coming onto the front straight has just probably pushed that front bar and the front guard into the tyre, and it's just been slightly rubbing.
And depending on how many positions he loses, he may even fall off the podium yet. Peter Ward would be the only guy that could catch him. It'll be close. We'll update you on the round points at the end of this last lap. Good battle, and it really came to a head right at the end. He was just 4 Ks away from holding on. Here's the replay of the team. They can't believe their luck. Great battle, though. Half a lap to go for your race leader, Roll Harris, who's going to cruise home from here. Now, Peter Ward and Mason Barbera are equal on round points, so that'll be just about enough for Ward to get the job done and get on the podium.
Yeah,
here we go. Celebration started early, Cam.
He's enjoying this one.
Now, I promised you the stat.
Here we go.
Here it comes.
I might sit down. Don't spin, roll, whatever you do.
Whatever you do.
Have a bit of fun, but...
Last driver to get a clean sweep in the Utes. Ring any bells? It should.
No.
It was you.
It was.
5 years ago at Sydney Olympic Park.
No, so he's ruined it, has he?
Yeah. There you go.
Why didn't we talk about that early? I could have really spent 10 minutes saying how good I wasn't.
There you go. It's been 5 long years, but finally someone gets a clean sweep in the Utes, and he had to work for that one. Roll Harris gets the job done. And Peter Ward will sneak onto the podium, courtesy of Mason Barbera's demise.
By 3 points. In the end, geez, that was quite an entertaining race in the end. Poor Mason Barbera, listen to that.
It's tearing itself up. Goodness me, that is tearing itself to bits.
He hasn't been alone in tyre delaminations this weekend. But I think that one was a little self-induced with a bit of bodywork rubbing. They do run these cars really low on the front to aid braking and turning stability.
That's how it looks at the end of the day, Cameron. It's Roll Harris who gets the win. Kim Jane just a second behind him. How'd you rate the new guys on debut this weekend?
Yeah, I think they drove very well, didn't they? Cleanly. Skibberus, Kevin Stoopman, Michael Cedars, Marcus Sakanovic down in P7, Richard Mork, Nandy Kiss, and of course Mason Barbera, as we can see there, will be rated a DNF. Did not quite make it all the way around to the end.